very good. So now I want to move into one other thing on the gut real quick, which is really important, and that is excess body weight in what's called metabolic syndrome, because this will affect your gut profoundly. And we've already talked about, you've seen how profoundly your gut affects your erections. So let's look at metabolic syndrome for a second. So these are the 5 things that can go into metabolic syndrome. Okay, obesity, what we just talked about over here. Okay, having excess belly fat, elevated triglycerides in your bloodstream. Okay, having low HDL cholesterol, having high blood pressure. Okay, or elevated blood sugar, blood glucose in a fasting state. So if you have 3 or more of these, okay, then you're considered to have metabolic syndrome. And if you do have metabolic syndrome, we definitely want to address that. That's a huge thing that's built right into our system, Rock Hard for Life formula, was we address metabolic syndrome right off the bat, because this thing will definitely tank your erections, because it's horrible on the gut, and it makes getting erections and maintaining erections very difficult, as well as your sex drive. Makes it very difficult for these things. And that blood pressure, I've talked about this in another one, but this is really important because erections themselves are built on blood pressure. So in other words, when blood goes into your penis, you get aroused, it goes into your penis, it starts flowing in there faster than it's coming out. And as it's flowing in, it's building up blood pressure. And when it gets up to about 400 millimeters of mercury, there's so much blood pressure that it clamps down on your penile veins, okay, which prevents venous leakage. It prevents the blood from leaking out of your penis so that you maintain the erections. And if you've got metabolic syndrome or you've got elevated blood pressure and you take blood pressure medicine, it makes it much more difficult. And some blood pressure medications are certainly worse than others. Some aren't as bad, but they all make it more challenging in terms of getting and maintaining erections, because erections are built on blood pressure. And if you're taking a medication, it affects blood pressure throughout your entire body, including in your penis. So it becomes a little bit more challenging to get that 400 millimeters of mercury and maintain that erection when you're taking blood pressure medication, which is why it's so important, if you have metabolic syndrome, to get this handled holistically and naturally under the care of your doctor. If you're on any medications, you don't want to go off your medications. Very important, especially blood pressure medication, because that can give you a heart attack or a stroke. But you can work with your doctor as you're getting yourself more and more healthy. You're getting your gut more and more under control. You're bringing these numbers where they should be. Then you can work with your doctor to start weaning off of some of these medications. But you don't want to just go off your medications. That can be dangerous. Work in conjunction with your doctor, but get it handled holistically and naturally, because that is going to serve you so much better in the bedroom than if, taking these medications. Because with all these modern day alpha inhibitors, it's challenging enough for all of us. I mean, over 52% of the guys are reporting having erectile dysfunction in the world right now. That's over half the men, but that's just the men that are reporting it. That's how prevalent this is. That's how insidious these modern day alpha inhibitors are. So it's challenging for all of us. Okay, much more challenging today to get and maintain those erections. We got to be on our game these days to really handle that. But if you have other things on top of that, like metabolic syndrome, or you're taking medications, it just makes it that much more difficult on top of all the other challenges we have. So just a little extra motivation to, help you guys see how important it is to get that gut health in control, because that gut health is going to affect all of these things. Okay, all of the things we're talking about in metabolic syndrome, they're primarily happening because of what's going on in your gut. Okay, the obesity, the triglycerides, the cholesterol, the blood pressure, okay, the blood sugar. You can see from what we talked about today how that is all related to the gut. So you can see today out just how important the gut is. And if you did nothing else, taking really good care of your gut is going to do amazing things for your sex drive and your erections in the bedroom. Okay. It's one factor. Don't get me wrong. If you take care of your gut and you're not noticing the erections you want, once again, it's an ecosystem. And that's why I said from the very beginning, make sure if you don't understand what you're looking at here, the impact point matrix, which is the map of the impact points that make the difference inside of your erection ecosystem. If this is completely foreign to you, definitely make sure you check out that IPM training. Of all the trainings, and we've helped thousands of guys at this point. And we looked at patterns, what makes the difference. This training, more than anything else, seems to be making the difference in terms of guys understanding what they need to do. And the ones that are making the biggest difference have watched it more than once. So that says something.
If you would like help with your unique and personal situation from us, I put a link below that will explain all the different ways that we can help you get and maintain superior stage 4 rock solid hardness and lasting power both permanently and naturally at any age. Make sure you like and subscribe for more tips to attain elite level bedroom performance, and I will see you in the next one.